So we see here the American woman has has skin out and showing off her body, and this is what the other nations, the other nations did. This is where it comes from, and here we go, our people doing the same thing. Now, once again, you have this versus this, and this is something that the Muslim women know. Their men teach them. Their teachers, those that teach on Friday, they teach, and I've heard them say this. You see this woman and how she looks, and here is a man. This is their point. A man see this woman, and a man see this woman, and he asks the question, who do you think he's going to rape? Which one would he rape? Let me go back up here. Which one would he rape? This one or this one? And of course, he's going to look at these as religious, and this is how they see them. Religious, wholesome. These here saving themselves for husbands. The others, they saving themselves also. All of them, make sure we understand, all of them are virgins. They're all virgins. The Muslim woman, why? It's haram. They're not having relations. And the men, here's the point. Here's the point that I should have mentioned before. The men, the Muslim men, they're virgins also, and many of them, women and men, they don't even want to marry. I've heard and I've seen many of them, and they don't want to marry because of their custom, because of their tradition. There are some things that they don't like. Example, the way the marriage is set up. The guy and the girl, they don't even know each other, or they're very closely related. They will marry their cousins. They are very, very closely related, and they marry people. They marry strangers. That's another subject and another point. But many of them don't want to be married, and they told me, I'm not going to ever get married. I couldn't figure this thing out. And so the men, they're in their 20s, their 30s. I've seen 40-year-olds. They're not married. That means they are virgins. They've never been with a woman. They've never had girlfriends. The women never had boyfriends. They don't do that. And again, these men, here's the point for our ladies. These men are sexually deprived. 25 years old, 20 to 30 years old, sexually deprived. And we have this internet today. And then they see you walking around with your curves out. You notice you can't see the curves in these. They walk around with that. We walk around with our curves out, our hair down. And they're looking at your beauty, and they can't keep their eye off of you. And you are a stumbling block. You become a stumbling block. They're not used to seeing that. Especially our people. This is you. They look at you. You're American. Let me tell you that thought so you can understand what's going on. You're American. Let me go to the black woman. I Googled black woman. This is what come up. You're American. You're walking around over here looking like this amongst all of these sexually deprived men, and you have skin out, hair out, see your curves, see your hips, and the Most High Barak our people. Let me tell you, some of the most beautiful people in the world. And this is another reason that the slave masters want to make sure that we think so bad and so low of ourselves. They knew we was made in His image, some of the most beautiful people in the world. And so we had this low self-esteem and not knowing who we are. And we strive for attention. This is the reason you strive for attention from men. And this is something that have to be, let me tell you, this is something the Most High is going to have to burn out these women. Teaching ain't going to take it away. I'm telling you, the Most High is going to have to burn it off the women. And this is a huge issue. And this is the reason I had to do this video. We're used to our shoulders out. We're used to showing all of the skin. Look at these pictures. You know, we take our shirts, look at this, and we make it. Let me tell you, Gooey did this on purpose. Gooey made the women clothes cut all the way down between her breasts and took the men and made the men have a suit and tie with the shirt buttoned all the way up. Ain't that backwards? The men can go to the beach without a shirt on. The women can't go to the beach without a shirt on. But when we put clothes on, the woman's chest is open. Why is that? How come is that? It's because he did that on purpose. And here we go. Here we go. With our chests out. You see this? You can't walk around. You shouldn't walk around over here looking like this. With your chest out, with your skin showing. These men, you are sexually arousing them. And they're going to look at you, the American woman. They're going to find out you from America. The first thing they're going to want to know, are you Christian? Why? Why they want to know, are you Christian? They're going to know, are you Christian? Number one, you're coming from America. Most likely you are a Christian. If you are a Christian, they can marry you. If you're not a Christian, they cannot marry. You must be of one of the three beliefs: Muslim, Christian, and Judaism. If you listen, we can't say we're any of them. And so they did this with my daughter, tried to put my daughter in the Christian category. When you read the Bible, right, that makes you a Christian, correct? And they're going to want to marry these women. Why? They want, because once again, with some of the most beautiful people on the planet, and they know most women in America are what we call loose. These women here, I don't know these ages of these women, but all the young ones from 20 to 30, and you can go even up to 40. These women are not virgins. These American women are not virgins. They have known multiple men. They have known multiple men. And you know what they say? When you sleep with one, you sleeping with all of them. If you haven't seen that video on YouTube, look at it. Every person you sleep with, you sleeping with everybody they slept with, and the next person, and the next person. This is wickedness. This is how we came up. But these women, they slept with none. And so they get the most respect. They get the most respect from the men that's over here. Now, if you're walking around, and if you cover your hair, you will get, and if you put clothes on that's not showing your curves, I'm not saying look like this. I'm not saying look like this. This is not what I'm saying. Look like this. That's not that's not what I'm saying here. But you have to put on clothes to cover yourself. We shouldn't see, these men shouldn't see your curves. They should not see your curves. And we Americans, the women have to have the tightest pants. The tightest pants, the tightest shirt. So if you cover yourself, you cover your hair, you dress nice, they may look at you. Let me find one or two of them down here. They may look at you and say, these women here, they're not loose. This is what they're saying. Maybe this one, her hair is covered, but there's hair here. And some of them do this. These women are not loose, and if they think you're not loose, they will look past you. They won't look at you as a piece of meat. They will not be looking at you as a piece of meat. They will be looking at you as Kadash, righteous, wholesome, saving yourself for your husband. They will be looking at you as virgin. Oh, you can't have this. Off limits. They will look at you as off limits. See, these are not off limits. They're game. They have been around. They've been around. Let me say that. I'm trying to be as polite as possible here. And the men, I'm not excluding men. We grew up having relations with many different people. This is how we grew up. That was normal. And our forefathers didn't grow up this way. Our forefathers they did not have relations with all these different people. So if you want to keep your hair The answer to this question, if you want to walk around with your hair uncovered, be ready for the looks. Be ready for them to hit on you, to say certain things. It's going to happen. Why? Because again, they are sexually deprived. But if you take, if you think much of yourself, you would want to cover up. This is what you would want. But if you want to continue to get attention that you've always gotten from men, then you would let your hair out and keep your body the way these women look here, and you will continue to get attention. This was a very tough one. And this is a tough pill for our people to swallow. The females, I feel for you. We all have problems. We all have issues. Women been through some of the most traumatizing times. I saw my mom traumatized, my mother-in-law traumatized. The women been through so much, and still here we go today, still going through many, many things. And it's because the men not where they need to be are, the women not where they need to be are, where they need to be, and the Most High is putting us back where we need to be. And one of the things, we must always consider him. We should want to be Kadash and not looked at as loose. You don't want someone to look at you and think, oh, you just because you're American, you're not a virgin. Number one, they know you're not a virgin. Americans are not a virgin. You're a virgin in America. That's shameful. When over here, if you've had relations and you're not married, they don't want you in their neighborhood. You looked at like, whoa, what are you doing? Who are you? There is no such thing as a single. Here's a point. I just mentioned something about this the other day. There is no such thing as a single woman, what they call themselves, a single mother. That's it. I couldn't remember. A single mother. I mentioned to someone and I showed, look at this, single mother. And the guy looked at me, he looked at me and a single mother. What's that? They don't know. They have no idea what's a single mother over here. And we know single mom is a lady that's raising a child and no father. So here they go, having no idea of what this means. And this has become a norm for our people, to be a single mom and to raise the kids by themselves. And now look at this. It's okay. It's okay to say to a single mom, it's okay for a woman to be a single mom, and she's playing both roles. See, she's the mother and the father. She can't be the father. But it was amazing for me to see the fact that they don't even know a single mom. And he looked at me, he's shaking his head. What is this? A single mom? And I explained to him what a single mom is, and he couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe it. He's never heard of anything like this before. And this is, again, it's normal in America, but not here. I hope this video helps those that's within the borders. You're not in America. You're in a Kadash land. Don't believe what they say. It's more Kadash than America. Of course, it's more Kadash than any other land. Even though there is gooey over here, the people here are gooey, they're still more Kadash than the people in America. It doesn't take a whole lot to be more Kadash than the people in America because of the wickedness. It's very easy. It's very easy to be more Kadash than the people in America. But we ourselves, we are the one that's supposed to be the light, and our light went out. We're look like them, act like them, dress like them, talk like them. In a sense, we are them. They created us. They took us again. They took our power was taken from us. We just finished up the message. The power and might Yasharal possessed. They took our power from us, and it's time for us to get this power back. It's time for us to walk in the authority of who we are and not have this low mentality of who we are. I hope this message have an effect, and I hope it resonates and you be able to make whatever adjustments you need to make. Again, pray about this. Seek the Most High concerning this. Don't listen to me. Listen to the Most High, and He will lead and direct you and guide you. Shalom.